on YouTube? I hope y'all doing good today. In today's video, I just wanted to basically hold your hand through low rank and high rank. Basically, this is just a progression guide. If you're new, old, experienced, beginner, veteran, doesn't matter. I feel like this video will help you. I'll break down skills for bow users that you need to focus on mainly. I actually show you and help you how to build your own builds. I always feel like everybody should make their own builds depending on how they play the game. Like, I can't stand just copy and paste builds. Everybody plays different, but I'll show you how to make your builds. I'll explain the jewels, I'll explain the skill system, I'll explain why you should worry about this skill, and basically just walk you through the whole thing. And I'll even include sets if you do want to copy and paste, and I'll include the timestamps within it. And my accolades, I do play the bow. I always play the bow, so I think you would want to take my advice, because the only weapon I ever played on this game is the bow, as you can see from my player build, my guild card. All that being said, man, welcome to the video. If you're new to the channel, make sure you like, subscribe, and let's get it, man. All right, so before we just dive in and I just start showing you sets that you want to go for, man, all these skills right here is what you want to look for. Basically, stamina surge, constitution, evade window, weakness exploit, agitator, critical boost, burst, adrenaline rush, and divine blessing. Now, divine blessing, you could not get that, but I'm just assuming that you're going to get hit eventually, and to make sure that you don't die, I feel like divine blessing is a good skill, especially for bow users, because sometimes we be getting hit, man. It is what it is. When I first started the game, divine blessing saved my ass a lot of time, but for the majority of the definition or run through of those skills, stamina surge basically is just gonna help with stamina. It's better than constitution, but constitution is still worth getting. Evade windows extends the evade window, so you can actually dodge or have more of a window or iframes when you dodge. Weakness exploit, it basically just makes sure that when you hit a weak point on a monster's body, that it'll give you a 5 or 10, depending on what level you are. It'll give you an extra infinity boost, and it'll actually make sure that you do more damage on the wounds, because in this game, we know we got the focus system and the wound system, so you'll do more damage. The critical boost is really important too, though, because it increases the damage dealt by critical hits. So when you see critical hits, is basically when you're shooting a monster with the bow and you see yellow, that's critical hits. So you'll do more damage those critical hits if you have critical boost. So critical boost is critical, no pun intended, to the build. Every build you make on this game moving forward. Agitator makes you get an attack boost and an infinity boost once the monster is mad, and the majority of the time the monster is mad anyway. Burst increases your attack for every 5 consecutive hits that you do, and we're bow users, so you know we're going to hit consecutively anyway. Adrenaline rush is basically when you do a perfect evade window or discerning dodge with the bow, it'll give you an attack boost, so that goes hand in hand. And divine blessing is basically if you get smacked around, then it'll just lower the punishment for you getting smacked around. The first shot I want to show you is the Ball of Horror. The Ball of Horror has a evade extender. Now, I'm gonna just be quite frankly honest with you. I'm gonna be talking to you like you're my friend that just picked up a game. If you know that you can't dodge, discerning dodge is not hard, and evade window only makes it easier to move and basically dodge things. Now, if you already are not struggling and you dodge pretty well, then don't even worry about evade window extenders. Mostly mainly for people who just be getting smacked around. And if you get me smacked around, just be honest and just put divine blessing on an evade window. That'll really work for your play style. If you're more comfortable and you really don't get hit like that, then you can substitute evade window for a different skill, maybe some damage or something else. Now, the Conga Laga gear is okay. Now it has a skill that I didn't mention, named Mushroom Mancer. Yes, Mushroom Mancer. Basically, it's a skill that if you have it to level 3, you can eat Devil Blight, and then the Devil Blight will reduce your stamina reduction. But for me, I didn't really care for this skill, but if you want to do that, that is up to you. I didn't really do that, but it's there if you want to do that. Now we're talking about the Hero Bomby set. The Hero Bomby set is really good for evade window, but like I said before, you know what I said. If you get smacked around, put it on. If you're discerning dodge perfectly without having to have a wave window on, then I doubt that you need it. So if you need it, put it on. If you don't. I just had to include it because Hero Bomby set is still pretty good armor anyway in low rank, because evade window. So yeah, this is where the game really starts. When you get the raid out, put all of his stuff on. I ain't gonna, I'm kidding, don't put all his stuff on, but most of his stuff is really good because it has constitution. But his chest and his arms and his legs have constitution, if I'm not mistaken. So when you get when you're a low rank and you get the raid out, please just try to farm him and get the pieces that you can get, because I know some of the armor pieces are gonna be like disappeared for you and you're not gonna be able to get all of them. But the pieces you can get, make sure you get the raid out, because it's very important. He has very good constitution skills, just good armor and that placement of the game, and it's just like it's better than everything else. So radal is where it's at. And yeah, next best thing is guardian rathalos. Pay attention to this very closely. Guardian rathalos, what skill is that? Weakness exploit, baby. So we are doing more damage, and we have the ability to start pushing towards like a more damaged build. Even in low rank you can still do damage. So that weakness exploit, you can pair that with the radal. You see what I'm saying? You can really make your own build, even though I will include a build, but you see how you can just start making your own build based on the skills that are good and the skills that are not. You know, it's kind of fun if you make your own build, because you literally can put on everything that you need. And remember what I was saying about the obey window. If you getting smacked, put it on. If you not, you could just slot in different armor pieces. Maybe you want to put that mushroom mancer that Kongalaga had. Maybe you want to put on something else. You know, read the skills, follow through. I'm only going through the skills that are uniquely important to the bow. One thing I did forget to say about the guardian rathalos is that it's a lot of pieces on here that have weakness exploit. The head piece is not the only one. I think the arms have it and the legs have it as well. So it's a lot of choices you have. Basically, once you get to like the end game or the low rank, you'll have a lot more gear to work with, but then that'll just carry you once a high rank, and then you can just start putting the high rank gear on. So yeah. All right, so the next best skill that is on this list is Ebony. It's gonna be the guardian ebony. This one by far is one of the best skills because it gives you one skill that is really good for the bow, which is burst, like I was saying earlier. So 5 consecutive hits, you're gonna basically, burst is going to be active the whole game, so you're gonna have an attack boost basically the whole game with burst. So you gotta pretty much choose between the head piece of the guardian rathalos and the ebony. Cool thing about ebony is that the orange pieces have a burst too, so you could put the orange piece on and then you could put the guardian rathalos on, so you can have weakness exploit and burst on. And then like I said, you can, the rest of the set can be raid out, so you can have your constitution, your burst, and your weakness exploit all included in the same set. But now we'll go for the Shuwu chest, the Shuwu coil, guardian ebony head, and then I will go for the guardian rathalos arms, and then for the legs I will go for the guardian rathalos legs as well. This will give you weakness exploit 2, this will give you stamina surge level 2, and it will give you burst level 1 with maximum might, and the rathalos bonus set skill, and the guardian post bonus set skill. Now I wanted to talk about Tailsman. This is a pretty good set. Like, you can switch it up too if you want to prioritize constitution. You can put the radal on instead, but you know, depending on what Tailsman you had, which is I wanted to talk about earlier in the video, is that really it makes or breaks whatever your build is going to be. So if you want to prioritize the Tailsman, and early on the Tailsman, I think you can craft constitution or stamina surge. So depending on whether you did stamina surge or constitution is going to decide what you kind of lean towards. And Tailsman, it basically just gives you a free skill. You can upgrade it 2 or 3 times depending on what skill it is. You can upgrade stamina skills 3 times, but I think with your lower rank you can only have it level 1, and I think as you progress through the story you can level it up. But for me I always had stamina surge level 3. So me, if you did stamina surge, you had that Tailsman, then I would go for radal for the constitution, and then make constitution based off what I just told you. So make the constitution Tailsman, and then that way you don't really have to worry about it that much. You still have, you know what I'm saying, because constitution level 3 plus black belt high is enough for you to, you know, be good on stamina. But stamina surge 3 is good enough in itself. You really don't even need constitution, but you know, constitution helps. So I'm gonna just go through the weapons you want to focus on getting when you in low rank. Basically low rank and high rank, because they're gonna be the same thing. Now right now I'm gonna tell you right now, I went through the game and I got every single bow. I didn't care. That's just me, who I am. That's how I play the game, and it didn't take me that long, honestly. I think it took me like 50 hours to get all the bows. I'm gonna just tell you right now, just try to get all the elemental bows so you can just have an easier time, because every monster has a weakness to an element, and if you already have the element, it'll just make killing a monster a lot easier rather than you just picking one bow and sticking with it. But you could do that if you want to. It's up to you. I'm just telling you what I would do. So now for the bows, man, the Kongalaga bow is going to be your best friend. I used this bow until I got the high rank. Honestly, I'm gonna just be honest with you. I got the high rank, then I started getting the elemental bows. Before that, bro, I was like, hey, Kongalaga bow can hold me over for a long time. But don't be like me. I would just recommend you get all the other bows. But if you just want to stay with Kongalaga bow, it's good. Has a lot of coatings, has power coating. I think it has blast. I think it has paralyze. It has a lot of coding, and it has a really good skill based on it too. It has special ammo boost, which is really good for like bow users. A lot of bows have skills on them. Like, they come with skills as well, so you got to pay attention to that when you're picking your bow. This is an all around pretty good bow. It has 5% infinity. It's a raw based bow, so it doesn't have an element particularly, but it's a good bow. I would definitely go rock with that. The next bow I would say to get is the Ray Dow bow. Ray Dow is just overall, I'm gonna just let you know, Ray Dow has probably one of the best sets and bows on this list, particularly in Conga Laga too. So Ray Dow is good against Ufduna. I'm gonna just put you on right now. If you new to this game, fight Ufduna with the Ray Dow bow. The good set together, put the Ray Dow bow on and go fight Ufduna. You are going to fucking destroy him. The thing about Ufduna is that he's such a big monster. He got a lot of hit zones and they really good. Ray Dow bow is a pierce bow, and Ufduna is weak to lightning. Put all that together, he getting destroyed. So go ahead and do that. Let me know how that works, and yeah, let's move on. Speaking of Ufduna, do not ever pick the Ufduna bow right now because it has negative infinity and we don't need that. I would just go with the Shushu or the Juwu. I don't know how to pronounce it. I actually don't know how to pronounce the name, but the octopus bow, I would go that for water. The Hiragami bow, I would go for that for ice. That's probably one of the best ice weapons you're gonna have, especially towards the end game. Narcilla is a nice raw bow, has a lot of good coatings on it, has 20 infinity. And yeah, it's all right, bro. Fire's kind of iffy. It's a lot of good options for fire. And cut cool bow, basically that bird bow, is pretty good as well. Now I'm gonna put y'all on. This bow is so good for lightning, for thunder. That bow is really good. You know, it has good raw based attack and it has a really good element. The only bad thing about it is that it has close coating, but for me that's not a problem. I'm not gonna lie, that's probably up there with Ray Dow bow. I would just get both of them just so you can have different weapons for different situations, because pierce and close are very different. But man, that bow is really good as well. Talking to y'all like y'all my friend that just got the game. Just pick the rathalos tree. If you don't care about none of that other fire, just go rathalos. Rathalos probably the best fire one on these, not because of the stats, even though the stats are pretty good. The fire stats are really good, and the raw base is okay. I think this one has critical boost level 3, which is crazy. Critical boost level 3 is like heaven sent, and if you have that in a set of, like, you know, a fire type, it will just making your sets a lot easier for that particular class. If you have like a particular class for fire, you make a fire set, having this bow on there will just make your whole set way easier to make, because for the damage you'll be doing will already be there, so you'll have more room to, you know, focus on other areas. All right, now moving on to high rank. We finally moved on to high rank. Before we talk about anything high rank and I tell you anything, I know somebody gonna say, what about marathon running? This is your friend talking to you. This skill sucks ass. Don't even worry about it. Move past it. Act like it never existed. Trust me. Let's move on. All right, so the first good gear you're gonna run into is the Yan Cut Cool gear. Oh man, I always laugh saying that, but this gear is really good. It has a really good constitution base skills on it. So it has stamina surge, which is what you basically mainly want to be rocking. All the Tailsmans right now. So Tailsmans is like skills that you can get. It's kind of like a shortcut that'll make it easier to build your set. Now I'll talk about that in a different section, but if you don't want to just worry about stamina skills and you would like worry about attack and, you know, trying to make like an attack base build, then I'll kind of explain how to take that route here in a little bit, but we'll worry about that later. But this whole set is good for stamina. If you just want stamina surge and constitution, this can really hold you over for a long time once you get to high rank, pretty much. All right, let me explain this really quick and then I'll get back to like recommending good sets. Now this is very important. Pay attention, please. This is very important. Every set from now on when you get the high rank has an A and it has a B set. B set particularly will give you more slots. Slots is if you look on the armor piece where it says slots, I'll circle it. Slots is where you can get jewels. Jewels will make it easier for you to build your class. This is how you pick whether you pick an A or B. A usually has more skills built into the armor, but B has more slots, right? So if you see a skill that you really don't need, which is right now I think we have fire resistance. I don't care about fire resistance, so me personally, I will probably pick the Coot B set, so I can have more slots, or I can have like a higher slot decoration, so then when I get a jewel I could place a jewel skill that I want to put in there instead of the, you know, skill that they want to give it to me. If that made sense to you, hopefully that made sense to you. That's how you pick between A and B. So like if you pick the B set, right, you pick the B set, you still got the skill you wanted, right? So you still got constitution. Now you have room to put a skill in there, another skill that you want, instead of being limited to where A, because A has a fewer slots, or like A really doesn't have a lot of slots, but it will give you a more skills, but some of the skills you may not want. So B is for basically if you don't want the skills, you go into the jewels, kind of like, you know, switch through them, see what you got, and then place the jewel that you want to in there. So it will give you a lot more freedom. You can stretch your builds a lot further if you pick B sets, if you don't like the skill from A set. If that made sense, hopefully that made sense. Like I really think that did in my head, but you never know. If you confused though, ask in the comments, but let's move on. So one more time, just look at the difference, right? I'm in A, and look how A has Constitution level 2, but if I go to B, it still has Constitution level 2, but it just doesn't have fire resistance, which I'm okay with, but it has more slots, so I could add more skills onto there. So another important thing when you choosing the set too is to remember every monster has like a set bonus. A set bonus is your unique skill that monster gives you. Now this monster gives you a skill called adrenaline, and adrenaline basically helps with stamina. So basically this monster is just uniquely just helping you with stamina. So it's a really good set to start off with when you playing the game. Really good set. Honorable mention is the Chotacabra chest piece. It has weakness exploit. The Congola is pretty good too. It has one skill of burst onto it. This is only for the A set. The B set doesn't have this, but it has more slots, but there's no point if you're not getting a burst. So that's what I'm saying about the decisions about A or B. That's how you choose. Gypsaros in this set has a lot of good stamina skills, and if you didn't know, this is a PS to all my bow users. If you're looking for dash extract and you want to get dash juice, Gypsaros gives or drops dash extract. Fight the regular version, not the temper version. He'll drop dash extract, and he has pretty good armor, as you can see, and he gives you stamina surge. So Gypsaros is another monster that is probably, you know, stamina based around. So just pay attention to him. Make sure you look at his set. The head, I think every one of his pieces has at least some type of stamina surge, and play around with the A, B set, see what you like. Alahara has some good sets as well too. I know his chest piece has stamina surge and evade extender, which is awesome. Or the arms have evade window, evade extender, and stamina surge. So that's pretty good. Next we got the Hirabami set, which is all about evade extender and evade window. So just get that through your head. Hirabami is basically like evade window, evade extender. That's all you're gonna see, but we already talked about this, or how I feel about this. So you put it on if you need it. If you don't put it on. But this is one of the best sets on this whole entire list. The Guardian Fogre Aginav has probably one of the best skills on this goddamn set. Level 2 Agitator. We have never been introduced to Agitator until now, but it's a really good skill, and his whole set, his bonus set skill for him uniquely is so good because it gives you a second stamina bar, which most people didn't know. I didn't know when I played the game. And it gives you coalescence. I didn't talk about coalescence because I kind of wanted to wait, but coalescence is a really good skill. Basically when you heal, or basically heal from an elemental blight, get a bonus on your elemental. It's crazy, and half of the time people are getting hit by elementals, especially for Arc Rail. You don't even know you got affected his dragon until you get hit by it. So it's really good for Arc Rail and certain monsters that affect you with that. A lot of meta sets, or a lot of, like, once you get to the end game, which is we're kind of close to it, and I already made a video about end game. I'm gonna put it at the end of the video, where I put it right here as a card. If you ain't look at that, if you already at end game or you want to find out end games, I already made a video about that as well. I'm finna make an updated version because there's a lot of new sets that I want to share with y'all. But for the time being, majority of the time, or for this set particularly, you want to make the head B set because it gives you Agitator level 2 and it gives you a level 2 slot. So that's like amazing. Now the next set we're gonna talk about is the Ebony. Just like low rank, man, it actually is way better, but it gives you the same skills pretty much, which is burst, and we need burst for that attack boost. That attack boost the whole game pretty much. Just think of burst like a like a permanent attack boost the whole game. It's really good, man. So yeah, the headpiece is really good. I think I had the headpiece and I had the coils specifically for me when I made my set for this game when I was playing through, because those are the only parts I have. But the whole set is worth looking at, but those burst skills are really particularly good for building sets in this part of the game, so make sure you pay attention to that. All right, so the monster you're gonna be grinding the most in this game, I'm gonna just tell you right now, if you're new to the game, bro, you're gonna be grinding Shuwu a lot, because not only his weapon is good for water, but his armor pieces are amazing because it gives you 2 pieces of adrenaline rush, and it's just amazing, honestly. And then still adrenaline rush plus it gives you a level 2 slot as well too. It gives you level 2 and a level 1. So his B set for Shuwu is amazing. Make sure that you cop that in one of your sets. He has really good sets. Next set I wanted to talk about is rathalos. Now this is what I was rocking before I knew anything, because I didn't look up anything for the game. I was just playing through it. But I you know, unironically, I just picked the best, one of the best sets for high rank as well. Rathalos has really good armor pieces, because all of his, if not all of his armor pieces have what I wanted, which was adrenaline rush. So I made a whole class based around this when I had first started the game. I don't think I have it anymore because I have in-game stuff now, but when I was starting the game, this pushed me to the end game. All right, this video getting long, so I'm gonna just wrap it up. This is the last set I'm gonna talk about. This should carry you through like wherever you dropped off at high rank. So I'm gonna just basically stop it right here. After all of these, like after Guardian Rathalos, which I'm getting ready to talk about, it's pretty much in game, and I already made a video about that, like I said. So at the end of this video, you want to go look at that. When you reach that point, go look at that video. I'll give you some really good in-game sets that'll make sure you beat the hell out these monsters. But pretty much, yeah, Guardian Rathalos is good for, like you said before, weakness exploit. So a lot of these skills carry over to from low rank to high rank. But yeah, pretty much weakness exploit. Yeah, you know, has a lot of good weakness exploit basically on the class. But like I said before, Rathalos is a really good evade window, constitution, and adrenaline rush. You're not beating that. But let's move on to the weapons and then end the video pretty much, because this video shouldn't be past 20 minutes in my opinion. But yeah, I just wanted to really break this down to somebody who's new. So if you're a veteran, that's why the timestamps are there. But if you're new, hopefully this video helps you. But yeah, let's move on to the weapons. Now with the weapons, they're pretty much the same. Like I basically told you all the good elemental bows to go for, but we got a new couple of bows now. There's a chaotic gore bow. You need that bow. Get that bow. The arc veil bow looks bad. It's not bad. Get that bow as well. Need that bow. That bow is very good and slept on, and once you start really playing the game, you're gonna notice that that bow is really good. Now that we have more of jewels and we have more opportunities, that Ufduna bow can be more valuable at end game. Maybe not right now, but don't sleep on the Ufduna bow, you know, for a long time. Once you get to end game, I would get it, but right now you don't need it. Just stick with that shoo bow or that shoo bow. But other than that, that's pretty much it. Like I said before, go with that Rathalos firebow. You're not getting better than 3 critical boosts. Like that's crazy. That's crazy, because you can free your setup. Then, you know, the Hiragami bow for ice, the Hope bow, the Expedition Tree bow, I didn't say before, but it's actually a really good bow. Like, it's better bows on there, of course, but that bow is still good. And then of course the Kangalaga bow, like I said before. But that's pretty much it. Now I'm gonna just get into the conclusion. I already should have put the sets in here, so I'm gonna just do that separately. Yeah, but that's pretty much it. That's it. Like, the game is simple. I gave you the whole layout to be successful, and even after like you get past all of this, I got in-game stuff ready for you. And even after that, I'm gonna make another video with an updated in-game, and then once we get the expansion, I'm gonna make another video. Like, I'm gonna keep the videos coming. So let's get into the conclusion. All right, so basically, man, that was it. I really appreciate y'all looking at this video. I really hope you learned something. I kind of wanted to explain it in that way so that you can't, like, when you're making your build, I want you to leave this video with the ability to make your own build. The differences between the A and the B set is really important, and I think that's the most important parts when you're making your builds on this game, is trying to decide whether you should pick an A or B set, because it's very important to me. So I think it's important to somebody else, but I wanted to basically teach you everything so that you don't just rely on people. You can play very different from somebody. That's basically what I'm trying to say. Like, you don't play like everybody else, so you need your own specific build, especially if you're new to this series. Really good series. I hope you learned a lot. I don't want to keep talking because I just want this video to because this video already like 20 minutes. This is crazy, but hopefully this helps somebody. I'm a speed runner. I make content. Sometimes I play Dynasty Warriors and I play, you know, I do different challenges, you know, when I'm freed up. But this game just came out, so I'm just trying to make content from my bow, because I'm a bow speed runner. But pretty much that's it. I really hope y'all enjoyed the video. Again, if y'all new to the channel, make sure you like and subscribe if you like this content, and I'll see y'all later, man. Peace. Have an amazing day.